what I'm talking about right here. Then they're gonna talk about, oh, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it happened. Well, clearly somebody locked it from the damn inside.
Right. It wasn't you because you wasn't
Clearly,
there.
no, I wasn't even the last one to use
Who
the
else
damn
uses the
bathroom
bathroom?
because my cousin and my aunt came.
Uh-huh.
My cousin and my two aunts came, right?
So it had to be them.
Yeah, because I wasn't the last one to use the damn bathroom.
Yeah, it had to be them.
When I tell you I'm pissed. I'm so fucking pissed right now.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this. Like there's so much stuff I have to tell you about these.
Right.
So much fucking stuff I have to tell you.
Yeah.
So much fucking
That's
stuff I have to tell you.
that's what happens when family visits and they want to fuck your shit up because they when they go home they're not going home with a fucked up bathroom door. You know.
Because clearly, 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 no, because they have their own bathroom stuff. My shit's
Right.
inside. My shit is in there.
If they have their own bathroom, why they fucking with your shit?
That's a good fucking question. That's a good fucking question.
Mike said he
This
got
is
the
why
whole Belly soundtrack on vinyl. That's dope.
I'm not gonna be on that long anyway. I'm not even gonna send people invites or nothing like that. I'm trying to get this shit over with because right now I'm heated, heated right now. I have stuff I have to work on. I have music I gotta work on tonight. I did a lot of my stuff. All I want to do is just relax tonight, but no, I can't fucking do that. This shit right here just made me just ruin my fucking night. It's cool. It's fucking cool.
I would take a crowbar to that shit. You got to be able to unlock that door.
I'll kick the damn door down for all I care right now.
Yeah. Is it made of wood?
Yes.
You can always break through it like through the middle. Just knock it out through the middle. If there's like a panel or something, got to break through that shit that way and get to the lock to unlock it.
And what's the point of a 24-hour locksmith when nobody's answering their fucking phone?
Right. He said he might as well kick it down.
Record or return this call for quality or research purposes, subject to our privacy policies.
I'm gonna start in about 8 minutes.
All right.
This is why I don't like when certain people come over. This is why I need a place of my own. This is why I shouldn't be staying here all this fucking time. But how was the stream earlier?
It was great. We went for 5 hours. I think that's my longest stream ever. Every time I get on with Rock, we always talk for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just covering different topics. We talked a little bit about Diddy. You know, we talked a little bit about Mariah Carey, pop Mariah, and hip hop Mariah. And it was great. Casino or Donnie Brasco? Ah, Casino. It's a classic right there.
Definitely Casino.
Just the whole look of that movie, like from the suits that De Niro was wearing to what Sharon Stone had on, and
Record or
the
return
way
this
it was
call for
shot,
quality or research
everything was
purposes,
great.
subject to our privacy policies.
That shit used to happen to me. You have family come visit, they fucking up the toilet or they fucking up the couch or whatever, and then they on their merry way. You know, friends come over and they order takeout and they dropping chicken bones underneath the couch and shit. I went through all that, bro.
Hold on right quick.
Mark Curry wants his money. What did he do? He didn't even last a cup of coffee on Bad Boy. What money is he owed? The Quick and the Dead, yeah, with Sharon Stone. I saw that. Red had family over and they locked the bathroom door so you can't get in it. Yeah, he not giving back everybody they publishing now. He giving back certain artists their shit. It's not like he's not giving back the band and Danny D Kane their shit. I'm pretty sure he owns their stuff. Mark Curry was I only know Mark Curry to be on Bad Boy for Life. What else has he done with Bad Boy? I don't know. When will people realize that Puffy is a snake in the grass? He's not to be trusted. He's a janky businessman. You know, I'm not buying into the hype of, oh, he just suddenly gave his artists their publishing back. I still feel like it's promotion for his new album next week. You know, Slim is saying a different thing, and I think he's full of shit too. If he ghostwrit for anybody, I don't know of it. But Puffy had a bunch of ghostwriters because he wasn't writing his own rhymes, just like he wasn't doing his own beats. So I'm not surprised, but I don't know what Mark Curry is owed on the label. You know, when you had Slim on TMZ last night saying that apparently when 112 signed their deal to Bad Boy, they knew this was gonna happen. They knew that it would take like 27 years to get their publishing back, which I don't buy. I think they're lying. You know, but he still didn't give everybody that was on Bad Boy their publishing back. He gave Faith Evans 112. Biggie's estate should have been had that. He gave Mace, but it's not everybody. Where's Carl Thomas? What about his publishing? Shine, Total, you know, all those other artists he had. Loon, Danny D Kane, Day 26, The Band, Tony Thompson, and he's dead. Black Rob, he's dead. Where's his publishing? Did he give it back to his family? Craig Mack's family? The Locks, did they get their publishing back? Dream, did they get their publishing? Cherie Dennis, all these artists he had on Bad Boy.
I'm back.
I don't know what he's doing. I think that's just all promotion for his album next week. And so did you get a hold of the locksmith? Great. those artists. Red Cafe. I didn't even know Red Cafe was on Bad Boy. He made a mistake. Young Jock, all of them. Mario Wanin. Where's they publishing? MGK. He never promoted him.
What y'all talking about?
Did he give him back certain artists the publishing back and they had Slim on TMZ and he's telling Harvey that they knew this was gonna happen and they so full of shit. Because if that was the
Oh yeah,
case, why would you take Puffy to court in the first place just to get off a Bad Boy?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden now it's we knew it was gonna be 27 years before we got our publishing back. They're so full of shit. Did you get a hold of the locksmith or no?
No, no,
No?
because they act like they was gonna pick up the phone. They put me on hold for God knows how long.
They probably got other people that's calling them too. French Montana was on Bad Boy? I didn't even know. These are people I don't listen to, so that's probably why I didn't know.
Let's just get this over with because I don't. I'm so fucking pissed off right now. Like, no cat. I'm really pissed the fuck off. What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me. How you doing, Try?
Yo, chilling.
All right, so this is still soundtrack month, and we're going to talk about the Beverly Hills Cop 1 soundtrack. Let me pull up the album.
You and Mike
Yeah,
got
that's
the
this
album, bro.
album. I don't got the album.
Oh, you got the album? Oh,
No. Yeah, this album came out December of 1984. This is, of course, the soundtrack to the movie of the same name, the first one. It came out with a few singles. It came out with The Heat Is On, New Attitude, Axel F, and Stir It Up. Um, it was produced by Harry Rice, Hawk Walensky, Nigel Martinez, Richard Perry, Harold Faltermeyer, Keith Forsey, Paul Radich, whatever his name is, Steve Bartek, Mike Murphy, and David Frank. The people on this album are Patti LaBelle. She actually has two songs. Shalimar 3.0, Junior, Rocky Robbins, Pointer Sisters, Glenn Fry, Danny Elman, The System, and Harold Faltermeyer. Mm. All right. So you know how we do. We're gonna talk about how he got into the movie. You know what I'm saying? How did he get to Beverly Hills Cop?
no, the movie I had on VHS back in the day. Like that was I was already an Eddie Murphy fan from SNL and the many hilarious skits he's done, whether it was, you know, James Brown in the hot tub or, Gumby or, Mr. Rogers in the Hood. I was a huge fan of Eddie. And then, when this movie came out, I was too young to go see it. So my mom waited to when we got a VCR and started getting VHS movies, and she ended up buying it, and I watched it, and it was hilarious, and to think that they had Sylvester Stallone in mind for this, I don't think it would have been a classic like how Eddie made it a classic. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And suppose that was the rumor that they had Sylvester Stallone before Eddie. And Stallone was big in the '80s with Rambo and Rocky, but I don't think he would have made this a classic film because he was never like good when it came to comedy. Like Eddie was great. He was already a stand-up comedian and doing sketch comedies. I think he was great for this role, and um, it was just an instant classic. You know what I'm saying? And the cast around him was good.
Calls may be
They were
recorded.
funny, and having like the story of like Eddie Axel Foley, a Detroit cop, and he's like investigating his friend's death. His friend gets killed and investigating his death, and he has to go to California, the Beverly Hills to you know find out who this Victor Maitland guy is, and why he killed his best friend. And Axel was determined. Axel was not leaving Beverly Hills without solving that murder. And his boss already warned him in Detroit. His boss warned him like, yo, like if I catch you around this case, you're gonna be off the force. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Axel didn't listen. He was determined to find out, and he went snooping around and finding some clues and talking to people and actually knowing. He knew like the girl that was working for Victor Maitland. They were like high school friends. Her and his best friend that got killed, and so he had help. And then getting caught up with the Beverly Hills, police force out there, and having making friends with Taggart and the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name. Um, and just forming a friendship with them, and just I think them seeing how determined he was to solve his friend's case is what um it was like endearing to them, like under like them all being cops and wanting to do right for Rosewood and Taggart, and wanting to do right as cops. I think they wanted to help him, including their sergeant. Their sergeant, even though he was strict and he wanted Axel to go back on the next flight back to Detroit, but I think each time that Rosewood and Taggart got in trouble is because of Axel, and knowing that Axel was determined to find out who Victor was, and if he had anything to do with his friend's murder. And I think that's when after a while that their Rosewood and Taggart sergeant wanted to help Axel solve the case, and within that going on, it's like many hilarious moments and lines. Like when when Axel took Rosewood and Taggart to the strip club and they're playing the Apollonia Six joint in the club, and they knowing they're not supposed to be there on duty, and they having drinks, and Axel notices that there's two men in there with long raincoats on. This is California. While you wearing the raincoats in the summertime, and they were armed. They had shotguns with them. They were ready to case the joint, and you know, Rosewood and Taggart helps him take down the robbers in the strip club, and that was one of my favorite scenes. And when Axel put the banana in the tailpipe in the back of the car, just to throw Rosewood and Taggart off so that he can continue with his investigation, because they were tailing him, and he ends up putting the banana in the tailpipe, and it stopped the car from running, and they're like in the middle of the street with a banana in their tailpipe of the car, and he had ordered some food for them from the hotel, and Rosewood is eating the food like it's nothing. Taggart is like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be tailing him and following him and make sure he stays out of trouble, and you're eating the food that he ordered. And he was always good at distractions, and the distractions led to what he wanted to get out of the case, and I think it was great. The music was great as well. Having Pointer Sisters and Patti LaBelle on the soundtrack. Glenn Fry with the Heat Is On was a huge song in the '80s. I remember that, like seeing that video as a little kid, and that was a huge song. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is like an era at a time when soundtracks went with the film. Like when you saw the film and you listen to the music from the soundtrack, they both went hand in hand, and that's why you had a lot of classic movies, a lot of classic soundtracks in that era, because the artists actually made the songs to go with the film. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was great. It was well directed. You had your comedy, a little bit of drama, Great film. That's one of his best ever. That's why people still even now want him to do a sequel to it because it's considered his best film.
Right. Um. Yeah, man. I actually got into this movie mostly just by watching it in reruns and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like it's one of Eddie's best movies. I do feel like this just came out at his quote unquote peak, like that early '80s to maybe early '90s run that he had. Definitely one of the more notable ones. You know what I'm saying? And yes, y'all, we're going to talk about all three soundtracks. So Beverly Hills Cop 2 is possibly going to be next week, possibly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely, this is definitely an '80s soundtrack. Like this is definitely, it will take you back to the '80s and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, I definitely have a lot to say about the soundtrack. So yeah, let's get right into it. Um, so yeah, this soundtrack again came out in 1984. You know what I'm saying? It actually won a Grammy Award for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media in the 1986 Grammys and everything like that.
Right.
And other nominees for that award include the Back to the Future soundtrack, Passage to
Absolutely.
India, San Elmo's Fire, and The Witness.
Classic.
You
Classic.
know what I'm saying? If not Beverly Hills Cup, I would have definitely given it to Back in the Future. Back to the Future, excuse me.
Definitely. Huey Lewis and the News. They definitely made that movie what it is.
I never liked them.
You never liked Huey Lewis and the News?
No. Especially after
I
Huey Lewis tried to come from Ray Parker. So
oh
fuck him.
Lord. Of course you would find something to put. The race card is being pulled right now.
No, no, for real. Like the motherfucker tried to hate on Ray Parker, and then that's why Ray Parker sued him back, and he won that case.
Right.
So fuck Huey Lewis.
Well, I mean, just music wise, when you hear "Power of Love" and "Back in Time," that made Back to the Future what it is. Like for the music, that was epic. You know what I mean?
Mm, I mean, it is what it is.
And he was in the film. He had a cameo in part one.
Yeah, I remember that, but
Yeah.
I never was a fan of Huey Lewis in the news, and I just thought it was whitewash rock, in my opinion. So,
Oh Lord. We all can't be Metallica, Reg.
well, we all can't be Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So what?
Hey,
So what's your point?
I'm not a fan of them like that. So I know like some of these songs, but I wasn't a Tom Petty fan.
Only like two songs, "Free Falling" and
Yeah,
"Don't Do Me
free
Like
fall.
That." That's
Right,
all I like.
right.
Everything else, nah, save it for the crackers and shit.
Oh yeah.
All right, so like I said, I'm just gonna get this over with because I got a situation I gotta deal with because my night's fucking ruined. All right, 10 songs. Let's get this shit over with. Track number one we got is hold on. Of course, laptop wants to be active. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my laptop wants to act up already. So what else is fucking you? Great. All right. Track number one is New Attitude. This is a song by Patti LaBelle. This is the one of two songs she did for the soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? This one right here was a pretty cool song. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm a little burnt out by the song.
Right.
I don't dislike it though. I don't dislike it. I do feel like it's one of her most signature tracks. And this is actually like her first major pop hit, after the dysfunction of LaBelle. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to say If Only You Knew from her 1983 album, I'm in Love Again. That was more an R&B hit than a pop hit, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? This one, it had that thriller syndrome, that flashy 80s dance pop R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Great. Yeah, and pretty much like she definitely like took part in this movie because she actually did her first acting role in the movie Soldier Story, classic
Right,
movie, classic movie and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And the producers of Beverly Hills Cop, they were putting on the soundtrack, and they wanted her to do two songs for the soundtrack.
right,
The one called New Attitude, and the other called Stir It Up, which I'm going to say my thoughts on
straight up,
Stir It Up in a minute.
right,
Yeah, and I actually got introduced to this song, believe it or not, from Sister Sister.
uh,
Um, one of my favorite sitcoms from the '90s, in my opinion. Yeah, and it was a scene when Tia wanted to get some space from Tamara, and she wanted to go to Lisa's office, but then Lisa was like, "You got to talk to Tamara," and then she put on this Patti LaBelle new attitude, and that's when
right.
Tia wanted to go talk to Tamara and shit like that. It was a pretty funny scene and everything, but yeah, man, this was a pretty good song. I like it.
Yeah, this was great. This was Patty in her '80s bag, and having two good records on this soundtrack. Like I said, and they this is back when they played the song from the soundtrack in the movie. It'd be like a certain scene that you remember from these movies where they played that song. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that doesn't happen no more. You know what I'm saying? But Patty with her unique hairstyles back in the '80s, and she's performing at her concerts and kicking off shoes and stuff like that. She was great. It's definitely a great record.
yeah, definitely a great record indeed. Shit, my laptop wants to fuck up. I'm gonna let you go on. I'm gonna come back in and out. Give me a second.
Okay. When we go to track two, so track two was "Don't Get Stopped in Beverly Hills" performed by Shalimar. I wasn't a big fan of this record. you know, um, I don't even remember this record. I remember hearing it like once and not liking it, but it definitely to me wasn't one of their best songs at this point. I believe Jody Watley was already gone. Um, but yeah, it's not. I'm not a fan of this record. You know, um, I don't even think they played this record in the movie. But I was not a fan of this record. Um, it's skippable for me. Track three, we got "Do You Really Want My Love," performed by Junior Giscomi. Another record I don't remember. Um, Not a fan of it. I don't even know who Junior Giscomi is. So yeah, that's two skippable records for me. One by a more popular artist like Shalimar, but wasn't a fan of that. You like the song? Don't Get Stopped in Beverly Hills. I wasn't a fan. I'm trying to think. Did they ever play it in the movie though? I don't remember this song being played. You know, no. You like okay? Mike says he liked the record. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out again. I don't remember it. Um, yeah, the Do You Really Want My Love? I don't remember that song either. They had a couple of artists on here that I never heard of. Rocky Robbins, never heard of him. And his producer, the producer that did that song, his name is Rice. Oh, Howie Rice. Okay, they just got Rice here. Um, yeah, track four. Wasn't a fan of this. Emergency. You know, it's only 10 tracks on here. By the time Reg come back, I'm gonna be done with the soundtrack. Not soundtracks. There's certain soundtracks that had like unknowns or they were trying to break in new artists, but not every soundtrack was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there were soundtracks that had well-known artists from beginning to end on it. But this soundtrack is a couple people on here I don't never heard of. Even back then, I never heard of them. You know, and they mentioned the song "Nasty Girl" by Vanity Six being played in the movie, but that's not on the soundtrack, which is weird to me. Um, there's another version of the soundtrack that contains a Rick James song, "I Can't Stop," in place of "Emergency," but that song is not on the soundtrack album. MCA. I don't know how I'm scoring this soundtrack right now. It's really technically it's only like about four songs I like on this soundtrack. 4 out of 10. Nasty Girl's a classic. It should have been added to the soundtrack, but they probably have to go through Prince for that. 'Cause I know Prince produced that whole Vanity Six album. He probably said no. And then the Rick James song is not on the soundtrack album. So that's interesting. Reg, we're on track four already.
Cool. I finally just got a hold of Velocity.
Your volume is low.
My volume is low. This is wow. Okay.
Last Dragon was great. I saw Last Dragon very young. I might have been like 5, 6 years old when I saw that. I actually met Bruce Leroy. I met him at a Comic Con like years ago. That's getting a 4K. That's dope.
Can you hear me?
Definitely. Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I finally got a hold of Locksmith.
What did you say?
He said it'll have to cost $129 to fix.
One
And I
thirty just to
mean,
unlock a bathroom door?
right. It's after
Wow,
it's after certain hours.
that's crazy. So on regular hours, how much would it be?
At this point, I don't know. And at this point, I just want them to get their asses over here.
That is crazy. He's
Like,
probably gonna have to take off the lock.
no, somebody's gonna pay me my money back.
Right. No, I'm saying when the locksmith get there, he's probably gonna have to take off the lock just to open up the door.
Like I said, I don't give a fuck what they do. My hair products are in there. All my shit's in there. I'm not gonna be fucking musty in the fucking morning. They can kiss my ass with that shit. And I'm sorry if I'm angry right now. I'm sorry, but I've not been the best in mental health in the past couple of days, and he said he's 15 minutes away, so it is what it is. Fuck it. We can still do this review. Fuck it. Let me
Okay.
just get
Well,
my shit
I
together.
I just reviewed two horrible songs, the Shalimar song and Junior Discami or whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, I didn't like them either. I didn't
Yeah, I
like them
didn't.
either.
I don't remember them being played in the movie.
Because that's the thing with most of these soundtracks. A lot of these songs were not played in the movies. They were not played in the movies and stuff like that. Some of them they just added there just to get more publicity for their albums and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And at this point, but Jody Watley had left Shalimar, right?
Yeah. Let me get into this because let me just get my mind right first. So let me get my thoughts on both of these songs. Though, don't get stopped in Beverly Hills. That was the first song with the Howard Hewitt, Mickey Free lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's just shit. It's pretty much shit in my opinion. Um, this song actually was actually on the Heartbreak album, which was actually the last Shalimar album with Howard Hewitt. And honestly, too, it's not a good. If you're a fan of Howard Hewitt and you're a fan of his vocals and some of the later recordings with Shalimar, this might be an acquired taste for you. But if not, then I would just skip this song in general. As for the song with Junior, "Do You Really Want My Love?" I did not like this song either.
Right.
And I'm gonna be real with you, Junior. I always thought he was like a one-hit wonder. I don't know too many other hits
I
from
never heard
him.
of him.
You remember that song? Mama used to say, "Take your time, young man." Mama used to
That's
say,
he's the one that
"Live
did
your
that
life."
song.
That's
Oh,
the nigga.
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh, Junior. Oh, I'm thinking it's somebody. So they actually put his last name in there.
You said what?
I said that I don't know him with the last name. That's why I was like, who the hell is that? Oh, Junior. Yeah, I know that song. So that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
Okay, so
Who's Rocky Robbins though?
I don't know either.
Now I never heard of some. I never heard this. Some of these artists, even back in the '80s.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Do you really want my love? I don't care for this one either. Now, Emergency with Rocky Robbins. Um, believe it or not, I actually like this song.
You
It's
like
a
this
cool
song? Wow.
song, mostly for the beat. Mostly for the beat.
Okay.
And from what I gathered up about Rocky Robbins, he is a singer. He got a deal in A&M Records in his first earlier days, but then he actually by the mid '80s he got a deal with RMCA, and he did a song called Emergency. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And this was like the bigger song out of the other singles and stuff like that too. So you're not really missing much. If you like that beat with them synths, I would definitely
Yeah.
recommend it. But if not, nah. What you think?
I didn't like it. I don't. I never even heard of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I never even heard of him either. I thought it was Rockin' Robin for a minute. I was like, what the
Right? I'm
fuck?
like Rocky Robbins.
Mm.
That sounds like a ice cream flavor or something.
It reminds me of that The Jackson 5 song, oh Rocket Robin,
Rockin'
all
Robin,
day
right?
long, Rocket Robin, tweet, tweet.
Who's to say he didn't try
Yeah,
to do that and he couldn't do it because of the Jackson Five?
you never know sometimes.
Hmm.
Michael Jackson influenced literally everybody, so who knows?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Thank God I get paid on Friday. That's all I'm saying. Because thank God I paid my car note too. Yep, payment went through. So get his ass over here so I can take me a fucking shower, man. I'm tired of this month. I want my money up front, nigga. Just get your ass over here. Fix my damn door. Anyway, track number 5, Neutron Dance featuring the Pointer Sisters. Now I'm gonna be real with you guys. You guys know I'm not the biggest Pointer Sisters fan like that. They made a couple
A
good
couple good
songs over the
songs.
years.
They made a couple good songs.
Nigga, just nigga. They weren't they weren't like the Emotions. They weren't the Supremes. They were alright. They were alright. I
They're all
like
right.
their late. I like their '70s material a bit more than their '80s material, but
Okay.
this song is an exception. This is not the original version of the song. Um, was it was written by the song was actually written by what's the motherfucker's name? Ali Willis and Danny Sambello. They wanted this song to be on a soundtrack to Streets of Fire. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of got some controversy at the time because a lot of people misinterpreted this song as like um the Russian government about nuclear war. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then the point is, since they did the version, they were working on their 1983 album Breakout, and they issued this song as a single, so it can really be with the Beverly Hills Cop and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And this was featured in the car chase scene. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I love that scene, by the way.
I love that.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah, it's not an '80s movie without a car chase scene.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But other than that, this is actually one of the few Pointer Sister songs I can actually fuck with. You know what I'm saying? The music video is kind of crazy because the music video has Bronson Pitchard. He played what's the motherfucker's name? Balky from Perfect
Yeah.
Strangers.
Yeah.
It also had Gary Berghoff. He was on MASH. I think he
Right.
played Radar. I think he played Radar. I'm not a big MASH fan, so all my MASH heads, y'all should know who he is. You know what I'm saying? I mostly just like it for the theme song, just how dark the theme song is and shit.
Yeah,
But that's
I
another story.
wasn't into Mash either, so that's one show we could agree on.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I wasn't into that those shows.
Okay. Like, I respect what it did to television, but
Mm,
if I watch an episode, most times I'll be asleep. I'm just gonna be real with
right.
you.
Yeah, the theme
But
song was classic. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you know, Cheers theme song was classic too. I wasn't a fan of that. That's true. Yeah, it's a great song. Every time I hear Neutron Dance, I think of that chase scene with the truck and the car and how that movie started off and it was great, man. Pointer Sisters are legends.
definitely the legends. All right. Sorry about this. Don't mind me. I'm just texting everybody. Okay, so track number 6, "The Heat Is On." This is Glenn Free. Glenn Free, you guys should know. Excuse me, Glenn Fry. He's from the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? A rock group. I like a few songs from them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is when he went solo.
Mm,
And believe it or not, this is actually a favorite song of mine too. Believe it or not.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because he actually wrote this song. Because he went to an early screening of the movie,
Mm,
and he was sent a demo of the song written by Keith Forsey and Harold Faltermeyer. You know what
right.
I'm saying? And next thing you know, he was working on this one, and it ended up being his most successful single.
Wow.
and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, which which again, um, not surprised because I've heard this song plenty of times.
Mm. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but it's actually a good song. I like this one.
Definitely great song. That was like the theme of the movie. Like when they would play the trailer, they played that song, and the horns in it, the saxophone in it, and beat very 80ish type of record, and it was great. Classic record.
Definitely. Right. Next song is Gratitude featuring Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman, you guys should know he is a composer, he's a singer. You know, a lot of your favorite movies he did the score for, like Pee Wee's
Men in
Big
Black.
Adventure,
Mhm.
Man, Men in Black.
Yep.
I want to say he did Dead Presidents too. I want to say. Um, I didn't care for this song to be real with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should just stick to doing scores for movies. Really.
I mean, it was cool. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Danny Elfman is a classic music scorer, movie scorer for different films, and I think without if you don't have Danny Elfman on your soundtrack, is like, is it really a soundtrack? You need that score from him. So I enjoyed it.
Right. Definitely. All right. Track number 8, Stir It Up, featuring Patti LaBelle. My favorite song off this album, to be real with you. I actually like this a bit more than New Attitude. I know a lot of people might look at me crazy, but I mean, I like her vocals more and stuff like that. Stir it up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a feel good kind of song and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy too because this song was used a couple of other times and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was used um for a short-lived show based on the movie Stir Crazy that had Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. But
Mm.
the sitcom had Peter Hunt and no not him. Who was in the sitcom? Larry Wiley and Joseph Gonzaldo and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I never actually seen the sitcom, and judging from the
What's the name of the
reviews, I
sitcom?
know Stir Crazy. It was based on the 1980 movie.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I never saw it either. And even Patti LaBelle did another version of this song with Joss Stone for the movie Chicken Little as well too, which I never even know about that shit either. I never even like that movie Chicken Little to be real with you.
Chicken
But
Little.
yeah, this is actually my favorite song of this movie. I love the synths again.
Yeah,
Very, very, very dope track.
this was great. This is another great Patty song, and she killed it. The beat, the synthesizers on it, and they end up playing that song like, I think after in the closing credits they were playing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great song. Another classic record.
yeah, definitely a classic record indeed. Track number 9, Rock and Roll Me Again. This has the system. Um, the system were like a R&B new wave group. They were known for that song. What's that song?
Don't disturb the groove.
Don't. You said what? Don't disturb the groove.
Yeah,
Yes, love that record. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
same.
That's been sampled a lot of times in hip hop and R&B as well too.
Mm-hmm.
I know one person that sampled that one song. Sexy lady, bring me your love. I want to say that they use a sample of that.
Okay.
I know Silk did a cover of that song as well too.
Oh
You
wow.
know what I'm saying? So it's been covered a couple times and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? But this song, I wasn't a big fan of this song right here.
Yeah.
Is yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I wasn't I wasn't a fan. I always looked at the system like they were one hit wonders. I didn't like anything
They had
else
other
after.
hits.
Huh?
They had other hits though.
They had other hits. I didn't like anything else after Don't Disturb This Groove though. You know what I mean? But which is only why I only bought the single. I never bought none of their albums, but, yeah, I didn't care for it.
Definitely. And the last song we got is the Axel F. This is Harold Faltermeyer. This is pretty much like the instrumental, the classic instrumental. That's like Axel's theme music. It's been, I mean, everyone knows this track right here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucks with this one. That dun 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 dun. Then everybody knows that classic,
Yes.
right? And they did plenty of other versions of this in the other Beverly Hills soundtracks, which we're gonna talk about as well too. But nothing is topping the OG. Let's just be real about that.
Yeah, it was.
All
That's
right,
the theme song, Axel's theme. It was great. When Axel was getting into trouble, that's what they would play. And I loved it.
right. So overall, this soundtrack is actually not a bad soundtrack. A few misfires, to be real with you, a few misfires, but I mean, it's 10 songs, and there's literally like one, two, three, four songs I could have done without, really.
Yeah. Yep.
Saying so, pretty solid soundtrack in my opinion. I kind of prefer, if anything, I kind of prefer the second one. You know, when I first heard the second one, I kind of prefer that one and stuff like that because
Second one
it
has some
had a
joints.
bit more. You said what?
Second one has some joints on it.
Definitely, yes. Definitely has some joints in there too. I've never heard a third Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack, so I'm kind of
I
intrigued by
didn't listen
that
to
one.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
you said what?
I never listened to that. The third one.
Okay. All right, this guy's 5 minutes away. Perfect. All right, but other than that, I'm gonna give this soundtrack a 4 out of 5. I feel like it's definitely a very solid soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was one of the few soundtracks that can really correlate with the movie. So yeah, perfect.
It was. I think the Patti LaBelle joints and Glenn Fry, Pointer Sisters is what made the movie musically, and those were classic records. I'm gonna give it three mics. There was like four songs I didn't care for, but you know, it's decent.
Definitely. All right, and yeah, I'm gonna end this off right here and shit like that because I want to be up and ready for this guy comes. But so this was Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack one. So a few announcements. So I definitely finished up that Grammy Awards video. Finally finished that after so many months. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing this new series called "Did the Grammys Get It Right?" where I examine like certain hip hop Grammy categories and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be just rap album; it might just be rap performances,
Hmm.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And we took a look on the first rap album Grammy Awards from 1996 when Naughty by Nature, Poverty's Paradise won the first rap album Grammy Awards. Other nominees include Tupac's Me Against the World, Bone Thugs' E1990 Eternal, ODB Return to 36 Chambers, and Skilo's I Wish album. You know what I'm saying? Then just mention on how what other albums could have been considered for that award and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can check it out. I finished that up. I uploaded it 11 a.m. because they were trying to block my shit, but
Again?
yeah, because of copyright. And I didn't even use no music. I just used like music video clips and shit like that too. But yeah, man. So y'all can check it out. I'm thinking about doing 1997 best rap albums next. I'm probably gonna do that later on this month. You know what I'm saying? So y'all check it out. Support a nigga. Tomorrow is gonna be the Marvin Gaye Troubleman soundtrack. That might be a pre-record because I'm gonna go out with my cousin after I get off work and everything
Okay.
like that. If he's available and shit, keyword. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just gonna pre-record that because I'm trying to watch Power tomorrow too. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So
Football start tomorrow too.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be like a late night review. Maybe hopefully like 1:30. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, cool. All right. Also too, next week I was just talking to Cabase and
Yeah.
the exhibit. Exhibit 40 Days and 40 Nights is going to be next week as well.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So once I get my
Thanks.
schedule for my job, I'm definitely gonna plan out some shit. And the collection video is gonna be the week after next week,
Okay.
like I said before. So you guys make sure y'all get everything together. You know what I'm saying? All right, I think this guy's pulling up. All right, so y'all make sure y'all also check out Try's top 20 hip hop mixtapes as well too.
Yeah,
Y'all
sounds
check that
good.
out. And yeah, they were on for a good minute too. So
5 hours, boy. 5 hours. Just
that's
if you want
why.
to cut to the mixtape list, just fast forward the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, bro. Appreciate this try as usual. I
Yeah.
will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good
All right.
night. Peace.
Peace.